The sport of swimming is dominated by white athletes. Today, only 2% of all college swimmers are black. But one school is trying to change that. Since 2016, Howard University has been the only historically black school with a swim team. Stephanie Sy has more on Howard's push to bring more diversity to the sport.
This week, Howard University's swim team is set to compete in their conference championship. If they win, it will be the first title in more than 30 years. Howard is home to about a third of all Black college swimmers, but the team hopes their success will inspire more Black Americans to take the dive. Howard swim coach Nick Askew joins me now. Coach Nick, thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling going into the conference championship?
Stephanie, I'm feeling super good right now. Our team has done the work and they're so excited to be able to be in Geneva, Ohio at the Spire Institute and just have some fun.
I just want to ask you about this team and what makes it so special because I hear that you have quite a crowd showing up at your meets.
Yeah, our home events are just that. They are events. We took a lot of time thinking about how can we get more people to come out and support the swimming and diving team. Number one is music. You got to have some music to keep the energy going in the crowd. So we have an on deck DJ for all of our home meets, and we've been doing that from the very beginning. Number two, you got to offer some food. Swim meets are hot, they're long. You don't want to lose your supporters because they were hungry. And then number three, the thing that we worked super hard on day in and day out is making sure that we can deliver a product that people would be interested in. We've got to be good enough to win. We've got to be good enough to compete against the top teams to make it exciting.
So you're not just a coach, you're a one-man marketing team, and it seems to have worked. I do want to talk about what is going on in the world of swimming when it comes to HBCUs, because from what I understand, it's only Howard at this point that has this program. Why is that?
Yeah, we're the standalone program. We're glad to be that flagship. We're hopeful. We're praying that other HBCUs are taking note of the things that we're able to do and capable of accomplishing and are inspired to bring their programs back because prior to the 80s, there were 20 plus HBCUs that had swimming and diving programs. There are so many young Black and brown children out there who are aspiring to swim at a collegiate level and want to have an HBCU experience.
Beyond HBCUs, why do you see such low participation in competitive swimming among Black Americans? And you kind of alluded to this. You feel like Blacks have been shut out. What do you mean by that? Go into a little bit of the history.
Absolutely. We have to be honest about the lack of access. When there was integration and people that lived within the inner city were mostly minorities, and the people who moved out were mostly white. And when they moved out of the area, the facilities that were there for public access started to wear down to the point where they could not be operational. Then on the contrast, you had country clubs opening up that the minorities were not able to get to, and they were also denied membership. You go even farther back, Black people from Africa were swimmers. They swam for their livelihood because most of the civilizations were on waterways. And then the transatlantic slave trade, they were taking from their homeland and they were enslaved. And once they entered into the Americas, the civilizations were also on waterways, but they were seen as ways of escape by our ancestral people who could swim at the time. But they were severely punished for trying to escape. So as a loved one, of course, as a mother, a father, or a sibling, you're telling your family to stay away from the water. And then, fast forward into modern day history, being denied access on such a grand scale really diminished the amount of people of color and other minorities that actually can swim or will even pursue competitive swim opportunities.
It sounds like, Coach Nick, you're on much more of a mission than just winning the championship
Yeah.
next week. It sounds like you really have a point that you want to make.
Yeah, absolutely. What we do and what we talk about as a program, as an organization, is we need to be that representation to dispel the myth that Blacks don't swim. We actually do, and we can do it very well, just like anyone else who has an opportunity and access.
And what would you like to see the future be, not only for the swim program at your college, but at other colleges, and historically Black colleges in particular?
Yeah, swimming is based on time, a fraction of a second. So every little bit, every small step in the right direction is success for us. And we're a very exciting team. We like to have fun, and we'd love for people to be inspired by that. We'd love for people to be able to see us as a representation of things that were not in our wheelhouse to be able to accomplish. We want to be that inspiration for them in all aspects of life, not just in swimming.
Well, I wish you and your team the best of luck. Coach Nick Askew, the director of tennis, swimming, and diving at Howard University. Thank you.
Stephanie, thank you so much.